I was 3 states away at a medical conference when my phone started vibrating. Text after text from relatives I hadn't heard from in months. So proud of you for finally selling. Your sister is a miracle worker. Can't believe you're getting out of that money pit. Money pit? I scrolled through the family group chat. My sister Vanessa had posted professional photos of my coastal Carolina beach house. The one I'd renovated over 5 years. The one that generated $186,000 annually through vacation rentals. The one that was booked solid through next summer. The caption read, "Just listed. Helping my sister escape her failing investment. Open house this Sunday 2 to 5 p.m. Bring offers." 43 relatives had reacted with hearts and congratulations. I called Vanessa immediately. Voicemail. I called my property management company, Coastal Elite Rentals. Marina, my account manager, answered on the first ring. "Oh, thank God," Marina said. "We have a situation." "I know. My sister." "Your sister called us yesterday claiming she's the new owner. Demanded we cancel all bookings and hand over the keys. We told her absolutely not. She threatened to sue us for interference." My hands went cold. "She doesn't own it. She has zero authority." "We know. But she's scheduled an open house for Sunday. Posted it on the Ems. We've been getting calls from agents all morning." I checked my watch. Sunday. That was tomorrow. I was scheduled to present at the conference until 4 p.m. I can't get there until Monday. "Don't worry," Marina said. Her voice carried an edge I'd never heard before. "We'll handle it." The gambler's fallacy had been my operating principle for years. If I just worked hard enough, achieved enough, proved my worth loudly enough, my family would finally see me as successful rather than their designated failure. But Vanessa didn't want me to succeed. She needed me to fail. Because my failure funded her superiority. For 5 years, every family gathering featured the same script. "Vanessa, how's your little beach shack doing?" Me, "Booked solid actually." Vanessa, "Sure, but when are you going to get a real investment? Vacation rentals are so risky." Then she turned to Mom. "Thank God I invested in commercial real estate downtown. Stable tenants, reliable income." What she never mentioned, her commercial property was 40% vacant. What I never mentioned, my little beach shack cleared $186,000 annually after all expenses and had a 97% occupancy rate. Sunday afternoon, I was mid-presentation on emerging medical technologies when my phone erupted. I ignored it. Then it rang again. And again. I excused myself, stepped into the hallway and found 17 missed calls. The first voicemail was from my mother. "How could you do this to Vanessa? She was trying to help you." The second was from my uncle. "Your sister is in tears. This is humiliating." The third was from Marina. "Call me. You need to hear this." I called Marina. "We crashed it," she said simply. "The whole open house. With the sheriff. He sent me a video." I pressed play. The video showed my beach house's living room packed with people. 40, maybe 50 potential buyers and real estate agents, all holding glossy listing sheets. Vanessa stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the ocean, wearing a designer suit, gesturing expansively. "The current owner," Vanessa was saying, "my sister has let this property deteriorate. No maintenance, terrible management, constantly losing money. She's desperate to sell, so we're accepting all reasonable offers. I'm prepared to negotiate aggressively on her behalf." An agent raised his hand. "The listing says $2.3 million. That's high for this area. Oceanfront, fully renovated, private beach access," Vanessa rattled off. "And I'm offering 10% commission splits to any buyer's agent here today. Bring me an offer over $2 million and we'll close fast." 10% splits on a $2.3 million property meant $115,000 in commissions to split. Every agent in the room pulled out their phones. Then the front door opened. Marina walked in first, wearing her Coastal Elite Rentals polo and carrying a leather folder. Behind her, Sheriff's Deputy Rodriguez in full uniform. Behind him, 3 more staff members from Coastal Elite, each carrying banker's boxes. The room went silent. "Hi everyone," Marina said brightly. "Sorry to interrupt. I'm Marina Chin, Senior Property Manager at Coastal Elite Rentals. We manage this property." Vanessa's smile didn't falter. Yes, well, I've been meaning to call you about transitioning. This property, Marina continued louder, has 52 weeks of paid bookings already confirmed. We have guests arriving tomorrow for a 2-week stay. They paid $8,400. We have another family arriving July 2nd for 3 weeks. They paid $14,700. Every single week through next May is booked and paid for. She opened the leather folder and pulled out a document. The total revenue from confirmed bookings, $186,420. This property generates consistent income. It's not failing. It's not deteriorating. And it's definitely not for sale. An agent near the window raised his hand slowly. So, this is a scam? Let me be clear, Marina said. She walked to the center of the room and I noticed people stepping back instinctively. The woman who listed this property does not own it. She is not authorized to sell it. She does not have power of attorney. She has never been involved in the management or ownership of this property in any capacity. Vanessa's face drained of color. I'm her sister. I'm helping her. By committing real estate fraud? Marina turned to Deputy Rodriguez. Deputy, can you explain the situation? Rodriguez stepped forward. Folks, I need everyone to clear out. This is an active fraud investigation. Anyone who signed a contract or provided earnest money, stay behind to give statements. Everyone else, please leave now. The room emptied in 90 seconds. Agents fled like water draining from a bathtub, clutching their phones, already calling their brokers. Only 7 people remained, the ones who'd written offers. Marina addressed them. If you provided earnest money to this woman, that money is evidence in a fraud case. You'll need to file police reports and pursue recovery through the courts. I'm sorry you were victimized. A man in his 60s stepped forward, shaking. I gave her a $50,000 earnest money check. Certified. She said she'd prioritize my offer. Me too, a woman said. $45,000. One by one, 7 people confirmed they'd given Vanessa earnest money checks. Total $312,000. She cashed them. Marina asked. She deposited mine yesterday, the first man said. Called to confirm it cleared this morning. Deputy Rodriguez pulled out his radio. I'm going to need fraud detectives here. Vanessa finally found her voice. This is a misunderstanding. My sister told me I could. Your sister is at a medical conference in Nevada, Marina said. I just got off the phone with her. She had no idea you were doing this. In fact, she's filing a police report from there right now. While watching the video, I'd already started the report online. Marina wasn't done. She pulled a document from her folder. And Vanessa? I filed a complaint with the Real Estate Commission 90 minutes ago. Fraudulent listing, unauthorized representation, falsification of property status. Your license is suspended pending investigation as of 3:47 p.m. today. Vanessa's knees buckled. She caught herself on the window frame. The final blow came from one of Marina's staff members, who stepped forward holding a tablet. We also documented everything. Your listing description, your social media posts, your recorded statements to potential buyers about the property failing, and your sister being desperate. All recorded. All time-stamped. All included in the complaint. The ghost ledger of Vanessa's treatment wasn't about money. It was about erasure. Every family dinner where she interrupted my career updates to talk about her properties. Cost. My voice stolen mid-sentence. Every time she told relatives I was struggling while I was thriving. Cost. My reputation murdered by her lies. Every achievement I shared that she reframed as luck or insignificance. Cost. My confidence chipped away by tiny cuts. The family photo albums where her investments got framed and mine got ignored. Cost. My presence deleted from our family's narrative of success. She hadn't just tried to steal my property. She'd spent 5 years trying to steal my identity as a successful person. Because if I was successful, she was just ordinary. And Vanessa couldn't survive being ordinary. Marina called me that evening with the full damage report. 7 buyers had filed fraud complaints. Total, $312,000 in earnest money Vanessa had deposited. The Real Estate Commission had opened a formal investigation. Her license was suspended indefinitely. 3 real estate brokerages had already banned her from their networks. And the local real estate association was voting Friday on whether to revoke her membership entirely. But here's the interesting part, Marina said. When we started digging, we found she'd done this before. What? She listed your cousin's condo 2 years ago. Your aunt's townhouse last year. Both times she claimed they'd given her permission. Both times the properties weren't actually for sale. She pocketed earnest money both times before the families found out. How much? Combined? About $80,000. She told the families it was a misunderstanding, refunded the money, and they didn't press charges. But now, they're all filing reports. The procedural justice system moved with surprising speed. Within 2 weeks, Vanessa was formally charged with 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of real estate fraud, and 2 counts of grand theft. Total potential sentence: 47 years. Her real estate license was revoked permanently. The state bar opened an investigation into whether her husband, a lawyer, had helped draft the fraudulent listing contracts. Her commercial property downtown, the one she'd always bragged about, went into foreclosure when she couldn't make payments while paying lawyers. My family's response was predictable. Mom called me crying, "Can't you drop the charges? She's your sister." I didn't press charges, Mom. Her victims did. 7 people lost $312,000. They want justice. But she refunded the money. She refunded $80,000. She'd already spent $232,000. They're still out that money. My uncle tried a different approach. This will destroy her career. Her children will suffer. I took a breath. Thought of all the times I'd swallowed my truth to keep peace. Her children are suffering because their mother is a criminal. My job isn't to protect her from consequences. My job is to protect my property and the legitimate guests who paid for their vacations. 6 weeks after the open house, I flew to Coastal Carolina for a court hearing. Vanessa's preliminary arraignment. I sat in the back row. She looked smaller. Her designer suit was gone, replaced with department store clothes. Her lawyer argued for leniency. First-time offender trying to help family, misunderstanding about authorization. The prosecutor stood. Your Honor, this is not a first offense. The defendant has committed similar fraud at least 3 times over 2 years. Total victim losses exceed $390,000. She has shown no remorse and has actively tried to convince family members to pressure victims into dropping charges. The judge set bail at $150,000. Vanessa couldn't make it. She spent 3 days in county jail before her husband mortgaged their remaining assets. My mother called me from the courthouse parking lot. Are you happy now? Your sister is being destroyed. Mom, I said quietly, Vanessa destroyed herself. She committed fraud. She stole from 7 people. She lied about owning my property. She cashed $312,000 in checks that weren't hers. What did you think would happen? Family forgives. Family protects each other. Family, I said, doesn't commit fraud against family. Family doesn't lie to elderly buyers and take their retirement money. Family doesn't spend 5 years telling everyone you're failing when you're succeeding. I hung up. Blocked her number. Blocked Vanessa's number. Blocked 12 relatives who'd sent me messages about tearing the family apart. The trial was scheduled for 8 months later. Vanessa pleaded guilty to 4 counts in exchange for dropping the rest. Sentence: 18 months in prison, 5 years probation, $312,000 restitution to be paid at $2,000 monthly after release. At 47 years old, Vanessa would be paying restitution until she was 60. Her real estate career was over. Her marriage ended 6 months into her sentence. Her commercial property sold at auction for 60% of what she owed. She declared bankruptcy. Meanwhile, I received a call from Marina 3 months after the open house. We had 847 booking inquiries after the news coverage, she said. People want to stay at that beach house from the fraud case. We're booked out for the next 18 months. And your annual revenue just jumped to $240,000. I laughed. Actually laughed. Vanessa wanted to prove it was failing. Instead, she proved it's the most sought-after vacation rental on the coast. Karma's funny that way, Marina said. 1 year after the open house, I flew to Coastal Carolina for a different reason. Not court. Not crisis. just to sit on my deck and watch the ocean. Coastal Elite had sent me the annual report. Total revenue, $243,800. Occupancy rate, 99%. Guest satisfaction, 4.9 out of 5 stars. Property value, now assessed at $2.7 million. My phone buzzed. A text from my grandfather, one of the few relatives I still spoke to. Vanessa's out on work release. Living in a halfway house. Working at a call center for $14 per hour. Wanted you to know. I didn't reply immediately. Instead, I walked down to the beach. The sand was cool under my feet, the evening air sharp and biting. A family was packing up their beach gear. My current guests, a couple with 3 kids who'd rented for 2 weeks. Thank you so much, the mother said as they passed. This has been the best vacation ever. We're already booked for next summer. I smiled. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. They walked away, the kids chattering about building sandcastles tomorrow, and I stood there watching the sun set over my property. My successful, thriving, fully booked property that had survived my sister's attempt to steal it. I texted my grandfather back. Thanks for letting me know. I hope she finds peace. I meant it. Not forgiveness. Not reconciliation. But genuine hope that she'd learn something from destroying her life by trying to destroy mine. Later that evening, Marina called with the booking report for next year. You're at 94% capacity already for next season. And 3 wedding planners want to book the property for rehearsal dinners. We could add $60,000 in revenue. Let's do it, I said. After we hung up, I poured a glass of wine and sat on the deck watching the waves. I thought about the ghost ledger, all those years of feeling inferior, of having my achievements minimized, of being cast as the struggling failure while Vanessa played successful investor. The people who wanted me to fail are now failing. The property they called a money pit now generates $240,000 annually. The sister who tried to steal it is making $14 per hour with a felony record. Me. I'm sitting on my deck watching guests enjoy the vacation of their dreams, getting text notifications about booking inquiries, and planning my next property investment. Vanessa thought she was exposing my failure at that open house. Instead, she exposed her own desperation, her own fraudulence, her own willingness to destroy anything she couldn't possess. There is no place for her in my life anymore. No family gatherings, no reconciliation dinners, no redemption arc where I forgive and forget. Some people don't deserve second chances. Some bridges should stay burned. My beach house stands, successful and booked solid, a monument to what I built despite my family's attempts to tear me down. And that's exactly where I'll leave it.